Hello, this is Susan of the North, putting an end to the day with the rune reading for the day. The first rune drawn was the spear, which is called Tiwaz in the Anglo-Saxon and Elder Futhark, and TYR in the um, brain drain, Gorlevin Futhark, which has only 16, by the way. But the god Tyr is a god of war, but he's also a god of integrity. And the rune is also known as the rune of the spiritual warrior. So it's really about how we conduct ourselves in our life with integrity, intention, purpose. I know the lights are kind of bad tonight. And that flows into the spiritual life because, well, the more spiritual you are, the more you abide by your conscience, your inner sense of morality, your desire to do what's right, as opposed to taking advantage of others. I could go into a whole slew of things, but we have the 7 deadly sins in the Christian church, and we have, dishonor, lying, stuff like that. So that's kind of opposing to living a spiritual life. So the first 2 runes are all about being a spiritual warrior and answering the spiritual call to live with your highest integrity, your highest honor, frith, hospitality, whatever religion you abide by. We get to this point in our soul's evolution when we have, to a large degree, had some life experiences that have been painful, that we learn from. Suffering teaches us how to avoid suffering, but suffering also teaches us how to step into the footsteps of another person. So as I grow, as humanity collectively evolves, it's about finding what is right and living what is right for you. Right thinking, right mindfulness, to paraphrase the Buddha. I mean, there's so many religions we can draw from. They're all providing a pathway to the conscious evolution of our souls. So through suffering, we gain understanding, we gain knowledge, and we gain understanding of that behavior that leads to our suffering. So I'm going to add one more thought before I close for the night, and that is that there's a pattern that human beings engage in as we evolve through childhood and into adulthood. And sometimes we see it and outgrow it, and sometimes we don't. But it's this pattern of looking at other people and, children tattle and even adults tattle. And it just gets to be like a weary cycle. What we're really doing when we're looking at other people and placing blame on them is projecting our own shadows onto those people. And one of the things that I have been getting more and more clarity about in my own life is that everybody is doing probably the best that they can. And whether we judge that as they're doing the best that they can or not, we don't know what the stresses of their life are. We don't know what the circumstances of their life are. We don't know what traumas they have buried in their subconscious. Maybe someone who is doing very poorly by your standards is doing very well by the standards they have encountered in life. So it's a good idea on the path of one's own spiritual evolution to take a look at, what beliefs, what attitudes, what criticisms do we foster onto other people, and then just take a moment to think about that. What is in me that sees that as that? What is in me that may be making this projection that I need to look at in myself? And it's really about marrying our own light and our own shadow, Because if you watch the sunlight dancing on the waves in a river or an ocean, it can be blinding. Some people talk about being light bearers and living their light, but I can't always see the light. My eyes are blinded, and the shadow gives me a perspective at which to identify the form of something and whether it's true or not. So I'm just going to leave you with that thought for tonight. I'm going to try to fix my light better. I'm going to try to get onto a better schedule here. It's just been a rough couple of weeks in trying to find my own balance, my sea legs, as it were, in the changing tides of my own life. But I wish you all the best. And if you are interested in what I put out on my channel, please tell other people about it. I do private rune readings for people. You just have to reach out to me. And we'll see what happens. But be blessed. Good night.